Peppa Pig and the Shape-Shifting Box. A large cardboard box appears in the middle of the living room. For Peppa, even an ordinary box can be exciting. The box starts to move as if it's going for a walk. In Peppa's imagination, the box turns into a train. Moments later, it becomes a spaceship flying into space. Sometimes the simplest things can bring the biggest joy. Peppa Pig and the box that wouldn't stay still. Everything is calm until a box rolls into the yard all by itself, as if it knows exactly where it's going. The box looks perfectly normal, except it refuses to stay still for even a second. Every time Peppa tries to open it, the box rolls away. Clearly it loves playing hide and seek. George tries to block its path, but the box is very good at avoiding him, especially avoiding George. In the end, the box chooses the simplest way to stop by rolling straight into a puddle. Inside the mysterious box is a very small bowl. And Peppa and George learn that sometimes the noisiest things hide the simplest surprises. Peppa and George learn color. Peppa and George take a walk in the park, where the world looks like a giant box of crayons. Colors are everywhere, bright, soft, warm and cool, just waiting to be noticed. In the middle of the grass, a blue flower sways softly, like a tiny piece of the sky resting on the ground. Blue is the color of calm rivers and wide skies. It feels cool, peaceful and gentle. Right beside it, a bright yellow flower shines proudly in the sunlight. Yellow is the color of sunshine and happiness. It feels warm, cheerful, and full of energy. Above them, green leaves rustle in the breeze, forming a soft canopy overhead. Green is the color of life and growing things. It feels fresh, healthy, and full of nature. Nearby, a yellow excavator stands still on the grass, bold and bright. Bright yellow is easy to see. It grabs attention and makes sure no one misses it. Under their feet lies brown soil, warm and steady. Brown is the color of the earth. It feels strong, safe, and dependable, the perfect place for colorful flowers to grow. In the park, Peppa and George learn that every color has its own feeling, and together they make the world beautiful. A fun day at the pool. Peppa's family decides to have a fun day at the swimming pool. Peppa and George can't wait to touch the cool water. Both sisters made sure to warm up their bodies with basic exercises before getting into the pool. Daddy Pig prepares a grand jump and creates a surprising little wave. Mummy Pig chooses a graceful and careful way into the pool. Peppa practices kicking her legs while George fully trusts his float. George didn't know how to swim, so the lifebuoy became his best friend. It turns out the best part of the pool isn't the biggest splash, but laughing together as a family. Peppa Pig and the late-night sheep counting. Peppa and George decide to play just a little longer, even though the clock has already gone to sleep. The toy blocks become more exciting than ever, especially when it's supposed to be bedtime. When they finally lie down, they realize sleep doesn't arrive as quickly as playtime does.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2.
Peppa tries counting sheep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. The sheep keep jumping, but sleep does not. The more they count, the more sheep appear, and Peppa and George's eyes grow wider and wider.
7, 8, 9.
The next morning, the 2 siblings look like they've counted the entire farm. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig simply smile, because tonight, no one will need to remind them to sleep early. Peppa Pig and the fun counting lesson. Peppa, Fox and Pony decide to become little mathematicians today. Peppa starts by counting the tractors by the roadside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fox chooses to count the tall street lamps standing proudly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pony happily counts the green trees waving their leaves. Peppa also counts the rubbish bins along the road. Finally, they count the most important thing, themselves. 1 Peppa, 1 Fox, 1 Pony, 3 little friends, and endless counting fun. When Peppa became a ballet dancer. Today, Peppa decides to become a ballet dancer, and the whole world is her stage. In the living room, Peppa spins gracefully in a circle, almost spinning the rug along with her. Outside on the pathway, even the small sidewalk becomes a grand stage. Peppa rises onto her tiptoes as if performing for thousands of people. In the park, the tall green trees seem to bow gently with every twirl she makes. On the soft grass, keeping balance is trickier than Peppa expected, but a true dancer never gives up. Whether in the living room, on the street, or in the park, Peppa believes that with passion, any place can become a ballet stage. Peppa and George take care of the flamingos. and George are visiting a bright pink flamingo farm. Peppa has an important job, delivering juicy watermelons to the hungry flamingos. It turns out the flamingos here absolutely love watermelon. Whoa! Peppa watches proudly while George is amazed at how quickly the long beaks peck away. After a big meal, there is always another job to do. Peppa becomes the farm's most hard-working cleaner. Peppa and George learn that caring for animals means feeding them and keeping their home nice and clean.
Peppa Pig and the Secret Room. Peppa is happily playing in the living room when she suddenly discovers a small hidden door behind the curtain. She wonders what surprises might be inside. Peppa pulls George close and opens the secret door. Both siblings step into the dimly lit room, hearts racing with curiosity, light peeking through the tiny window. Peppa and George quickly run down the stairs, and right at the bottom, they find a pile of old toys, cars, dolls, and the toys they once loved. Peppa and George eagerly approach the pile, their eyes lighting up with joy as they reminisce. Together, they gather the toys and head back to the living room to show Mummy Pig and Daddy. Mummy Pig walks in and smiles at the sight of Peppa and George happily playing with the old toys. She smiles with warmth and happiness. The whole family sits together in the living room, reminiscing about the fun memories with the old toys. Laughter fills the room, bringing everyone even closer. Peppa Pig and the Magical Garden. Peppa is playing when she suddenly kicks a softly glowing stone. When she sets it back down, a glowing sprout slowly rises from the ground. The sprout grows quickly into a shimmering magical flower bush. George runs over, and the two happily admire the glowing flowers. Finally, Peppa's whole family sits down to admire the giant flower tree. Peppa and George joyfully hop on the huge blossoms, feeling truly happy. Peppa and George pack the picnic basket with Mummy Pig, bringing bread, fruit, and drinks. The family walked into the colorful flower garden with bees and butterflies flying around.
Hey!
Peppa picked a red rose. George picked a sunflower, both laughing happily. Daddy Pig lifted Peppa to reach a tall flower. Peppa raised her hand excitedly. George curiously watched a snail crawling on a leaf. The family sat on the picnic blanket, eating bread, drinking water, and enjoying the beautiful garden view.
Peppa Pig and the shadow that wouldn't listen. It's a sunny afternoon until Peppa and George notice that there's an extra shadow on the ground. This shadow doesn't follow what Peppa does. It clearly enjoys doing the opposite. Every time they try to control it, the shadow finds a new way to not cooperate. So Peppa and George stop trying to understand it and start playing with it instead. And then, as a cloud passes by, the shadow disappears as if it was never there. Peppa and George learn that some things don't need to be understood. They just need to be played with. Peppa Pig and the door that wouldn't open. It's a perfect day, but the door to the garden refuses to cooperate. Peppa pulls, George pushes, the door chooses to stay completely still. Maybe they're standing in the wrong place. They try again, but the door doesn't change its mind. When nothing works, Peppa does the most important thing, takes a short break. And then, when no one touches it, the door slowly opens on its own. Peppa and George learn that sometimes the hardest things become easy when you stop trying too hard. Peppa Pig and the strange-sounding trumpet. Peppa finds a toy trumpet that looks very ordinary. But when she tries to blow it, the sound is very different. George is startled at first, then becomes curious. Peppa blows more gently, and the trumpet immediately changes its mood. It turns out the trumpet likes to be played in its own way. Peppa and George learn that sometimes listening is just as important as making noise.
Peppa was surprised to see a strange hat on the grass.
Huh? Whoa!
George ran over and touched it, lights twinkling from the hat.
Whoa!
Peppa put the hat on. Bubbles of light floated across the garden. Magical indeed. George tried the hat too, bubbles swirling around them, making them laugh out loud. The bubbles rose and settled on the tree branches, sparkling in the sunlight. They took off the hat, bubbles faded, but the magical joy lingered in the garden. Peppa and George were sitting in the yard when they looked up at the sky and saw a cloud shaped like a bear. Peppa pointed at the sky and said, "Look, this cloud looks like a bear sleeping." George mimicked the bear, lying down and pretending to sleep on the grass, making Peppa laugh loudly. Mummy Pig walked over and saw them, saying, "You both are so cute, just like real bears." Peppa and George stood up and began imitating bears, walking slowly around the yard, laughing happily. Finally, the whole family sat together in the yard, looking at the bear-shaped cloud and enjoying the simple joy of the moment. Peppa Pig and the Rainbow Rain. It's raining outside, and Peppa and George watch the raindrops slide down the window, wondering when a rainbow will appear. The rain stops, and sunlight peeks through the clouds. Peppa happily grabs her umbrella and runs outside with George to find the rainbow. A big, colorful rainbow arches across the sky. Peppa skips with joy, while George points up in amazement. In their imagination, Peppa and George slide down the rainbow like a giant, colorful slide, laughing as they glide through fluffy clouds. As the rainbow fades, Peppa and George lie on the grass, smiling softly, knowing that every rain brings a little magic. Peppa Pig and the Night Garden. Peppa was fast asleep, moonlight shining softly through the window. In her dream, Peppa stepped into a glowing garden filled with flowers that lit up the night. George appeared in the garden, and together they laughed and played among the shining flowers. A glowing butterfly flew around Peppa, guiding them deeper into the magical garden. George woke up in the night, hearing Peppa giggle in her dream. He yawned, smiled, and pulled the blanket over himself to sleep again. Peppa Pig and the Soap Bubble Dance. Daddy Pig had just finished assembling a giant bubble machine in the backyard.
Ta-da!
The machine started blowing countless bubbles, and Peppa and George danced while chasing them. Daddy Pig tried dancing after the bubbles, but every step he took made them all pop. Mummy Pig turned on the giant bubble mode, surprising the whole family with huge floating bubbles. Peppa and George danced around the giant bubble, reaching for it as it floated higher. The family sat in front of the porch, relaxing while watching bubbles drift into the sky. Peppa helps Mummy Pig clean the house. Peppa and George are happily playing in the living room with toys scattered all over the floor. The room looks so messy. Mummy Pig walks in, looks around the messy room, and decides it's time to clean up. Peppa and George quickly say, "Let us do the cleaning ourselves." The two little ones start picking up toys and putting them into baskets. When they finish, Mummy Pig feels so proud of them. Gentle giggles fill the warm, cozy room. Hearing the laughter, Daddy Pig peeks in curiously. Oh no! He steps on George's toy car. It looks so funny. Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig burst out laughing. While Daddy Pig looks confused about why that toy is there.
Peppa Pig and the Secret Garden Map. While playing in the garden, Peppa and George discover a mysterious piece of paper. Peppa opens it and realizes it is a hand-drawn map filled with strange symbols. They follow the map through the garden, exploring familiar places in a new way. Under a big tree, they uncover a small hidden box. Wow! The box reveals colorful stones, ending the little adventure with warm smiles. Peppa Pig and the never-ending puddle. After the rain, Peppa and George discover a puddle that looks bigger than usual. Peppa jumps in, but strangely, the puddle doesn't get any smaller. George jumps in too. Lots of splashing, but the puddle still won't disappear. If the puddle never ends, then the best idea is to keep playing. The more they jump, the higher the splashes, and the more fun they have. Peppa and George learn that the best puddles are the ones you can enjoy again and again. Peppa Pig and the clock that rang at the wrong time. Everything is calm and peaceful until the clock suddenly rings, even though it's clearly not the right time. Peppa notices the wall clock. The hands aren't moving, but the bell is very busy. George takes a closer look, and as if answering him, the clock rings again. Peppa gently touches the clock, and it immediately proves that it loves attention. Suddenly, the minute hand spins quickly, as if the clock is trying to catch up with time. In the end, the clock goes quiet again. Peppa and George learn that sometimes time just needs a reminder that everyone is having fun.
Peppa Pig and the Windy Hill Picnic. Today, Peppa's family goes for a picnic on a windy hill. Oh! George chases his apple as the wind blows it away. Daddy Pig's hat flies off.
Oh.
Time for a little chase. They enjoy lunch together, laughing in the breeze. And finally, they fly a kite high into the sky.
Peppa Pig and the strange noisy clock. Everything is very quiet until Peppa and George hear a strange sound they have never heard before. It turns out to be a clock, but not an ordinary one. It's big, it's loud, and it clearly loves attention. Every time the clock hand moves, the whole garden seems to wiggle along, and Peppa finds it very exciting. George decides to touch it. The clock immediately responds with an even louder sound, very much its own style. No one knows what this clock is really for, but it is very good at turning everything into a game. In the end, the clock becomes quiet, and Peppa and George realize that time goes fastest when you're having fun.
Peppa and the Shared Umbrella. It's a rainy morning, and Peppa brings her favorite pink umbrella. She sees Wendy Wolf getting wet under a tree. Peppa smiles and shares her umbrella with Wendy. They walk together, splashing puddles and singing happily. Madame Gazelle says, "Sharing is wonderful." Peppa and Wendy smile under the pink umbrella.